Hi guys, it's Cece. Today's video should be fairly quick. I'm just going to show you guys how I'm going to be repairing my broken Madoka Kaname pigtail. So what happened with this is the Nendoroid that I got was a sealed Nendoroid, but it wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be because it was really sticky when I took it out of the box, which is what happens to PVC figures when they get trapped with their own fumes for too long. And I want to change out the simple bow to this more elaborate bow, and the joint on the pigtail that makes it able to pivot up and down and stuff actually broke. So if you look inside this pigtail, you can see there's a little pink spot in there. And that's actually the broken half of the joint. And then here on the pigtail is the actual ball joint, and then if you pull this out, there's like the other peg of the joint. It looks like a neck joint, but pink and shorter. And then here, there's a little broken part, which is where the other peg broke off. So my dad and I actually figured out how these joints work. So what I'm going to be trying to do is gluing it back together so that it can still like move and stuff like that, so I don't just have a stationary pigtail. Hopefully this will work out. If not, you guys won't be seeing this video. So yeah. Okay, so how these joints work is one half of the joint can move and the other half of the joint is stationary. So if you can see, there's actually a seam line down the center of the joint. And on one side of the joint, if you can see, there's that little good smile smiley face on the side there. And then on this side, it's just blank. So this side that's blank is the side that can move, and the little smiley face is actually like the peg that goes in that can turn, that makes the one half of the joint move, if that makes any sense. So basically what you want to do is you want to glue only on the side of the joint that's blank, because then it'll be able to still move. I'm not explaining this very well and I'm really sorry, but just trust me, that's how you want to do it. So what I'm using is E6000 because it's the only super glue that I have. Like, I either have this or hot glue, and you definitely don't want to use hot glue for this because that's not very permanent. But you can use any super glue, it doesn't have to be E6000, this is just what I happen to have. And then I also have this toothpick so that I can be really precise with my application. I'm going to squeeze it just a little bit, hopefully. Okay, and it's starting to come out just a little. So I'm going to take a little dab of glue. You want to get enough glue that you know it's going to be able to hold the pigtail in place, but you don't want to get too much because then it could run over to the half of the joint where you don't want it to be. So the reason I still have the joint on the bow while I'm doing this is because the joint is really small and I want to be able to have more control over it and not get glue all over my hands while I'm doing this. So I just still have it in the bow to make it a little easier on myself, because I have really shaky hands, as you guys might be able to tell. So I have about this much glue. If you guys can see, I was really careful not to get it on the side with the smiley face on it. You want to get it on the side that's blank. So now what I'm gonna do, hopefully, is I'm gonna take it, pigtail, and just smush it on there. And I'm just gonna hold this in place for a long time until the glue is dry enough that I don't need to hold it anymore. Okay, so I've been holding this in place for about 15 minutes and it's fairly secure. So I'm gonna keep holding it for a little bit longer, and then after I feel like the glue has adhered well enough, I'm going to leave it dry for a couple hours and then get back to you on how it's doing. I let it dry flat like this for about 24 hours. Okay, so it has been about a day and a half since I glued this little dude back on, and it seems to be doing pretty well. As you can see, it can still pivot up and down like this, and it can go side to side, and I'm going to try to pull this out really gently, but I'm kind of scared too, because I don't want to break it again, since this is how I broke it in the first place. Okay, you just gotta really gently wiggle the joint out, and here's what the repaired joint looks like up close. As you can see, there's a little bit of glue and stuff like that hanging out around the joint, but if that really bothers you, you can wipe that off while the glue is still wet. Once this glue, E6000, has been sitting for about 24 hours, it is nearly impossible to get it off of anything if it is adhered correctly, so just please be really careful with this glue. So again, just for clarification, the joint is still mobile because of how I glued it in place. You just remember to only glue it onto the blank side and not the side with the smiley face. Overall, I'm really happy that I was able to repair her pigtail. This is the one that was glued and it is posable and stuff like that, so I'm really excited about that. Soon I will be doing a review of her, but right now I'm airing her out because she's really sticky, and so I'm just trying to get her back to her former glory before I do a review. But anyway, as I said in the beginning, this method did work out, which is why you guys are seeing this video. So if you have a broken pigtail joint like this, I would definitely recommend trying this out. Just be really careful. You have to be really precise, or else you'll end up with a joint that cannot bend. And if you glue it in a wrong position, then it'll just look really bad forever and ever. So just be really careful when you're repairing your Nendoroid joints. Also, I'm not sure if this works for Figmas or not, so please don't ask. I don't own any Figmas, and I've never broken a Figma joint, so I don't even know how they work or anything like that, so test this on Figmas or other moving joints at your own risk. I just know that this works for these pigtail and ponytail joints on Nendoroids. Anyway, yeah, that is it for this week, so I will see you guys next time. Good luck! Bye!